When Americans talk about the Revolution, the same names always come up: Washington, Jefferson, Franklin. But history is rarely moved forward by famous men alone. It's moved by messengers who rode through the night, by women who spied while serving dinner, by farmers, slaves, sailors, and teenagers who risked everything and then vanished from the spotlight. Without them, the American Revolution doesn't happen. Not the victory, not the survival, not the nation. I'm Clyde Chester, and this is History of United States. Tonight, we tell the stories of the unsung heroes of the American Revolution, the people who changed history without monuments, without statues, and without credit. Because revolutions aren't won by legends, they're won by ordinary people who refuse to quit. The American Revolution is often remembered through a handful of iconic figures, but independence was secured by thousands whose names rarely appear in textbooks. This episode uncovers the hidden stories of men and women, black, white, Native American, enslaved, free, rich, poor, who played crucial roles behind the scenes. These unsung heroes carried messages, gathered intelligence, fought in shadows, and made sacrifices that turned rebellion into a nation. The Revolution wasn't fought only in grand halls or on famous battlefields. It was fought in kitchens, on dirt roads, in taverns, on ships at sea. Most patriots never wore fancy uniforms. Many were never paid. Some never lived to see independence. The Revolution belonged to the invisible majority. Paul Revere gets the fame, but Sybil Ludington, just 16 years old, rode twice as far. In 1777, British troops were marching toward Connecticut. Her father's militia was scattered. Sybil mounted a horse and rode 40 miles through the night, dodging British patrols, shouting warnings, pounding on doors. No statue, no poem, no lifetime of praise. Just a teenage girl who refused to let her neighbors be caught asleep. George Washington knew something critical. He couldn't win without information, so ordinary civilians became spies. The Culper Ring used invisible ink, dead drops, code names, laundry lines as signals. Members included a tavern owner, a shopkeeper, a farmer. One wrong move meant hanging. Their intelligence helped save Washington's army, expose British plots, turn the tide in New York. They weren't soldiers. They were neighbors. Women weren't officially allowed to fight, but many did anyway. Deborah Sampson disguised herself as a man, served for over a year, survived combat wounds in silence. Agent 355, a female spy whose real name is still unknown. She gathered intelligence in British-occupied New York, captured, died in prison. Women weren't side characters. They were strategists, spies, and survivors. Thousands of black Americans fought in the Revolution, often with freedom as the reward promised but not guaranteed. Crispus Attucks, killed in the Boston Massacre, the first martyr of the Revolution. James Armistead Lafayette, an enslaved man who became a double agent, fed false information to the British, helped secure victory at Yorktown. After the war, many black veterans returned to bondage. Their courage built a nation that didn't yet recognize them. Native nations didn't see the Revolution as freedom versus tyranny. They saw two empires fighting over their land. Some allied with the British, some with the patriots. Most tried to survive. Figures like Joseph Brant navigated impossible choices, protecting their people while empires collapsed and rose. The Revolution redrew borders, often at native expense. The Revolution wasn't won only on land. American privateers, legal pirates, attacked British supply ships. They were fishermen, dock workers, sailors. They disrupted trade, captured weapons, starved the British war effort. No medals, no parades, just risk, salt water, and survival. Armies don't survive on speeches, they survive on food, clothing, shelter. Civilians sewed uniforms, smuggled supplies, fed soldiers from empty pantries. Valley Forge wasn't endured by soldiers alone, it was endured by communities. Not all unsung heroes were patriots. Some loyalists tried to prevent violence, protect families, stay neutral. Many lost homes, property, citizenship. History remembers winners, but understanding requires remembering everyone. History prefers simple narratives, clear heroes, clean victories. Unsung heroes complicate that. They remind us freedom was fragile, sacrifice was uneven, victory came at a cost. Their stories weren't erased, they were overshadowed. The American Revolution wasn't perfect, but it was powered by people who believed change was possible, acted without guarantees, fought for a future they might never see. That spirit didn't belong to elites, it belonged to ordinary Americans. America wasn't built by a few great men, it was built by thousands of forgotten ones. People who didn't ask for recognition, who didn't wait for permission, who stepped forward when history needed them. Their names may not be carved in stone, but their courage lives in the country they helped create. I'm Clyde Chester, and this has been History of United States. If this episode made you see the revolution differently, share it, because history isn't just about who's remembered, it's about who made remembrance possible.